Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's brilliant partner, once said, "The first $100,000 is tough, but you have to get there. I don't care how, it just make it happen." Well, Charlie Munger wasn't exaggerating. Hitting first $100,000 is not just tough, it's the essential step to unlocking the financial growth that practically snowballs. But why is that first $100,000 so hard, and how it's so important to hitting that milestone that can set you up for the long term wealth and financial success? Today, we are breaking down the maths, the science, and the strategies behind reaching your first $100,000 and how it can transform your financial life. Hey there, I'm Mallika Jain, an MBA and personal finance and personal growth expert. I've been helping people like you to understand and control your money. On this channel, I simplify the finance into very clear and actionable steps. Today, let's break down why the first $100,000 is such a game changer and, more importantly, how you can get there faster than you think. Ready? Let's get into the numbers. Did you know that reaching $100,000 in savings is a milestone many people never achieve? And according to numerous studies, over 40% of Americans have less than $100,000 saved, and a large portion of the population still struggles to save for emergencies, let alone the wealth building. This doesn't mean to scare you, but to show you why the first $100,000 savings is so important. The truth is, building that first $100,000 savings can feel like a uphill battle. And let's take a closer look. It's all in the maths. Picture trying to push a massive boulder up a steep hill. At the start, every inch feels like a battle. That's what saving your first $100,000 feels like: sweat, effort, and barely any movement. But here's the good part. Once you hit that first $100,000 milestone, things got a whole lot easier. The boulders start rolling downhill on its own. And before you know it, it's speeding along without any effort from you. Building wealth works exactly the same way. Now, let's talk about the challenges that can happen in the beginning. Number one, limited income and high expenses. So, when you're just starting out, your income is often on the lower side, and you've got expenses like rent or student loans that limit how much you have actually can save and invest. Second is small contributions. In the beginning, you might only able to save maybe $6,000 a year. That is $500 per month. At that rate, it feels like you'll never reach $100,000 at all. And let's be real, it can feel discouraging. The third challenge you may feel is compounding feels slow at first. So, compounding shines when you're investing more over the time. When you're starting small, the growth feels painfully slow. For example, a $1,000 investment at a 7% growth rate gives you just $70 after 1 year. Yeah, very low. It doesn't feel like much, right? Whereas 10x of that amount generates 10x of that results. What challenge you might feel is emotional and behavioral struggles. I know it's very easy to lose motivation when the growth seems so slow. That's why many people give up before even they reach close to $100,000. So, staying emotionally strong and consistent over the saving period and focusing on the larger goals can help you achieve your desired result very fast. So, once you hit your first $100,000, here's where the magic happens through compounding. You have got enough invested that your returns really start to matter. And compounding means you're earning returns not just on your initial investment, but on the returns that you've already made. It's just like a snowball. At first, it's very small, very hard to push, and when once you get start rolling, it gathers the momentum. Now, let's say you save $100,000 per year, invest it with a 7% return. It will take about 7 years to hit that first $100,000. And here's the fun part: after you hit your first $100,000, your investment will generate approximately $7,000 in returns every year without any additional efforts. Let's look at the magic of numbers. So, reaching first $100,000 take about 7 years at a 7% return, and reaching first $200,000 can reach up to 5 years because now your first $100,000 is generating $7,000 annually, and reaching first $300,000 will just take 3.5 years, and it will only get faster from there. This is the magic of compounding, what I'm talking about. And the bigger your investment base, the faster it grows. Once you hit your first $100,000, it starts to feel like wealth building takes us on a life of its own. So let's talk about the strategy, the mindset to reach your first $100,000 very fast. So maximize your income streams. That is one of the fastest ways to hit your first $100,000. The math suggests the higher the proportion of savings, the higher the ratio of savings. So if you earn an extra $5,000 a month through maybe freelancing or any other activity, that's $6,000 a year. So if you invest it at 7%, you're basically cutting off a year of your path to first $100,000. Since in today's economy, it's very tough to rely on one egg in your savings basket. Idea is to increase your income smartly. So, whether it's starting a small business, freelancing, or starting a side hustle, or maybe just getting promoted very often, more income means more savings and the faster growth. Another way is budgeting like a pro. Budgeting is about giving things you love. It's about focusing on what matters. In bigger picture, analyzing what expenses are your needs and what expenses are your wants. That differentiation can help you have a discipline of spending. For example, if you say $200 a month by cutting back on your takeouts or maybe subscription or any other expenses, that's $2,400 a year. And if you invest that over 10 years, that $2,400 could grow up to $35,000 at 7% interest rate. Every dollar saved can be invested to bring out you closer to your $100,000 goal. Crush debt. You need to do it. Well, debt is like a hole in your financial boat. You can't sail forward until you plug it up. So focus on your paying off your high interest debt first, especially credit cards. It generally drains your ability to save. Let's say you have $5,000 in your credit card debt, and at 20% interest rate, that's costing you additionally $1,000 a year plus card fees just to keep up the card. So focusing on where your money goes is very important, as these expenses generally accumulate into a bigger pool with no ROI. Fourth is automate your savings. Consistency is the key to reaching your $100,000. Automate your savings. I can't say this enough. Set up an automatic transfer from your investment accounts so you never have to think about it. That way, you're always growing your wealth without tempting to spend in other ways. Now that we have established how crucial these strategies are, let's dive into deeper into methods that help you accelerate the path once you reach your $100,000. Maximize tax advantages account. Now that you have your first $100,000, it's time to optimize. Use tax advantage accounts like 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs to grow your money very fast with fewer tax obligations. For example, if you max out your Roth IRA every year with $6,000 and a 7% return, you could have over $300,000 after 30 years, and that's all tax free. Reinvest your dividends. So, invest in dividend paying stocks or funds. Reinvest those dividends. It's like pouring gasoline on the compounding fire. Each new share you buy generates more dividends, growing your wealth even very fast. For example, if you invest in a stock with a 4% dividend yield, reinvest those dividends, and over the time, you'll building a larger base of shares. That means more dividends and more growth. And now that you have hit $100,000, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I keep on saying that. Diversifying your portfolio across your stocks, bonds, real estate, and even REITs. Spreading your money helps you managing risk and boost your growth. Let's say you invest in a rental property generating $10,000 a year. That's another passive income stream alongside your stocks and your bonds. That's basically an additional money. This is basically one of the biggest mistakes people make after hitting your first $100,000 savings, trying to time the market. Instead, focus on long-term investing. If you invest $10,000 in S&P 500 during the 2009 financial crisis and held it for 10 years till 2019, you basically saved around $27,000 despite the volatility of the market. The market generally has its ups and downs, but over the time, it always trends upwards. That's a rule of the game. That's it for today. Hitting your first $100,000 is very tough, but once you do, your wealth will start snowball. And remember, staying consistent and automating your savings and reinvesting your earnings is the key. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips on growing your wealth. And check out on my next video for building a diversified portfolio for even faster growth. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.